If you're looking to earn a marketing degree, or maybe you already have one, you might be curious about what your career might look like in the long term. What kind of roles you'll be qualified for, how you can get promoted, and what kind of salary you can expect. So in this video, I'm going to share my experience of getting an undergraduate degree in business marketing and where that has taken me in my career over 10 years later at a major tech company. From an entry-level role all the way to being a senior manager on an e-commerce team. So let's rewind all the way back to December of 2011, where I earned my bachelor's in business administration in marketing at the University of Texas at Austin. Leading up to graduation, I had applied to a handful of roles, but I ultimately ended up getting my dream job at the time, which was at Dell. It was a tech company whose products I had used most of my life. They were based out of Round Rock, Texas, just outside of Austin where I wanted to be. The role was a type of sales and marketing rotational program, which if you find a program like that at a company, I would highly recommend you look into it because it does give you some good exposure to multiple areas of a company. And it positions you well for more opportunities in the future. But the interesting thing was, I didn't have any real connections or networking within the organization I was applying to at Dell. While I had a decent GPA of 3.5 and I had a number of extracurriculars that were quite compelling, I still wanted something to stand out. And if you want to learn about exactly how I did that, make sure to check out this other video where I talk about exactly that. But the rotational program was a full-time role. Essentially, it took me through 4 6-month rotations where I spent some time in B2C sales, that's business to consumer, online retail sales, and then some time in our small business merchandising and go-to-market analytics teams. After those 2 years, I was promoted into my first product manager role, which I had only just then discovered. As it turns out, this role is maybe one of the best roles anyone with a business or a marketing degree could have. And I talk about that at length on my channel, so make sure to check out some of the other content. Subscribe if you want to see a little bit more of that. But basically, everything you learn in a marketing degree program you can apply to this role. For example, you'll undoubtedly learn about the 4 P's of marketing. That's product, price, placements, and promotion. Now, more recent marketing education is going to include an additional P. That's the 5th P, which stands for people. And across those 4 or 5 P's, I was heavily involved in most of them. Now, the product itself was led more by the engineering team and then also a separate product team that interfaced with the engineering team more closely. But once we were a few months out from a product launch, that's where I got quite a bit more involved. I worked with a counterpart on the pricing team to outline the pricing strategy, then identify what the promotional strategies could be, and through which channels we would be selling this product. And part of this meant marketing not just to customers externally, but also internally to our own sales reps. Now at Dell, you sell a lot of different products, so sales reps have to know a little bit about a lot of things. And a lot of the internal marketing was simply educating them on the particular solution that I managed, so that in turn, they would talk to their customers and hopefully drive sales of my product. And layer on top of that, developing programs to incentivize those sales reps, and then developing sales collateral that they can hand over to their customers. And then we also happen to work with third-party partners to resell their products through Dell. And even those products we sold through different channels. Over a 6-year period, I was responsible for the financial success of a handful of different product categories. I managed our security accessories, our audio category, some of our business PC brands, and our IoT platforms. That's Internet of Things. And it was during this period where I was promoted about 3 times and my career was heading in a pretty good direction. From a salary standpoint, I consider myself incredibly fortunate. Now, that part of my career happened many years ago at this point, so the salaries aren't quite as high then as they are now. But generally speaking, if you find yourself at a major technology company, you'll find that the earning potential is quite good. And if you look at Glassdoor as of now, I can tell you that the salary ranges you see here are directionally accurate. Now, I should also mention that during this time, I decided to pursue my MBA at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. It was an online program that I could pursue while working a full-time job, with the added benefit that my employer was actually covering the cost of just about the entire program, which came in at around $22,000. And I also started taking coursework online through a platform called Coursera. It's one of the largest online learning platforms in the world. And that's because I knew that in order to continue to advance my career, I had to do more, I had to learn more, I had to develop more skills, and I had to stand out in some way. So not only did I continue to work hard in my roles and continue to network, education was another part of that equation, which after taking some coursework in IoT, it gave me an advantage when it came to the interview process going for the role of IoT product manager. Now, this is part of the reason I got hired. There's also the networking piece, the great work I'd done previously. But what this coursework meant was that I could signal to the hiring manager that I had a genuine interest in this type of product and in this industry. And online education for you might also be something you want to consider when looking to advance your career. So make sure to check out the links in the description below where I give you a few of my favorite options. After my time as a product manager, I ended up as a business manager, which is a little bit, at least the way it was structured in my role, kind of like a product manager, but you are looking higher level strategy and you're overseeing a broader portfolio of products. So I was responsible for all the high performance business class PCs, also known as workstations. And not only was it very strategy heavy, there was also many opportunities to develop my data analysis skills and also my executive presentation. It was all in all a really good experience because I got to partner with my director pretty closely, and it gave me opportunities to present to our VP on a regular basis. In addition to the MBA that I was soon about to earn, all my product manager and business manager experience solidified a lot of the leadership and data analysis skills that set me apart from other candidates and helped me earn my first senior manager role in our e-commerce team, which apart from a 7-month detour into another role as a result of a reorg, this is where I've been over the last 2 years. Now, mind you, I didn't have much in the way of formal e-commerce experience, but my other experience with data analysis, business management, executive presentation, all of that combined made me a viable candidate. And they had the expectation that I would be able to pick up on e-commerce quite easily. But folks, ultimately this all stemmed from having a business marketing degree, which I would consider to be amongst the most valuable and versatile degrees that you could earn. It led me to great opportunities in product management, which in and of itself is also another one of those highly valuable, highly versatile roles, and it culminated in landing a people manager position on an e-commerce team. The directions your career can go with a marketing degree can vary widely, but along the way, as was the case with me, you'll need to find opportunities to continue to network, but also level up your skills, and that is to continue learning. This way you stay competitive in the job market. So make sure to check out these 2 videos where I talk about the best way to break into tech, and also Coursera, one of my favorite online learning platforms. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, check that out here. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around.